Well, another sad week of my existence is over. Shall we take a little trip down memory lane and recap what I got up to? Yeah, let's do it. Okay guys, well, Monday was a fucking lifeless and boring day. I said I felt ill again, so declared today there would be no screaming and spinning in circles. I kicked off the week showing everyone inside my mouth, and when I eventually closed my gob, I began the long week of repeating myself and sat for 3 hours without receiving any gifts. I then came live again in the evening for a few more hours, which again was a waste of my life, but did fall upon a new demand from my moderators. I decided all moderators will now be expected to continuously spam the comment of tap the screen and shed alive endlessly. And if they weren't prepared to do this, then they wouldn't be needed. Which showed everyone that I will not be happy until all people associated with the live were also repeating themselves, like a family, all sat repeating ourselves for 10 hours a day, insisting everyone must continuously tap on their phones. But the viewers realized this was madness and shit viewing, and as views dropped to 73, I guess everyone gave up for the day. On Tuesday, I miserably resumed the need to control absolutely everything by moaning at my moderators for not repeating themselves and not tapping enough, so threatened to remove them. I had a brief moment of excitement when KSI was found to be in my live, but the joy was quickly replaced by anger when I decided the likes were unacceptable, so I went to my daddy's kitchen to throw some bread around. Being still far too ill to go out screaming and spinning in circles and with snot down my face, I made myself comfortable to see out the day with a solid session of repeating myself. Nothing much really happened from here on, apart from joining a four-way battle with some Middle Eastern people, who I proudly told all about my fantasy connections to the royal family of Kuwait, which they didn't care about. And then I battled HS, Tiki-Toki, and told him I wanted my $5,000, telling him, if he doesn't pay, I'd be taking him to a small claims court, when I have the money, of course, because I am broke. Even though, in February, I told everyone my solicitor was already suing him, but as my lies are so constant and I am so stupid, it is hard to keep up. On Wednesday, I declared I was now ready to go back to screaming and spinning in circles, remembering I was supposed to be motivated to doing this every day. I planned to spend the morning repeating myself, but was distracted when I connected to battle a man who offered to put a demon in me. Intrigued by the prospect of having something deep inside me again, like the cucumber I put deep inside my asshole, I told him my experiences in the past where I was possessed by the devil, and inquired as to the benefits of being impregnated by a spirit across a TikTok battle. But as the cost to remove the spirit was 2 lions, I decided he was a scammer and cut him off. To recover from the trauma of having to speak to someone, I showed everyone inside my mouth while I regained my energy, which I then used to scream at a girl who wasn't talking to me that she had no team.
You don't have no team! They're not your team! You have no support on it!
I actually did go out screaming and spinning in circles, and I screamed on a box in Camden, where I was harassed by multiple people and relentlessly mocked in the comments for my need to seek urgent mental health assistance. And in the evening, now exhausted from screaming, I couldn't be bothered repeating myself, so I played a recording of HS, Tiki-Toki talking, for 3 straight hours. Thursday's banging action started early. In fact, in the early hours of the morning. My long-term moderator, Goldie, was live with Vegas Brett, telling the story of how I had manipulated him into giving up his time to help me, with nothing in return apart from demands on his gift money. And then he provided evidence that can be viewed on Mr. Awareness's page. I came live at 8, fully prepared to repeat myself for the next 5 hours. To everyone's joy, we saw the second occasion this week of me throwing bread around in Daddy's kitchen, before moving back to my bedroom to have a little sing-song of my old tunes which all have the same words. I battled approximately 55 times this morning, which was the same amount of times I called that we needed a snipe, because I am always losing. I lose almost all of my battles, and I am a sad little loser in life as well. Sitting in my piss-stained, skitty pants, and the same clothes all week, constantly scratching my bald head, dropping dandruff on the floor which will never be cleared. I sat with a miserable face, denying the reality that I am totally unsuited to playing a part on social media and cannot seem to grasp my life is ruined, and the sad reality for me is that I will likely never leave my daddy's box room, destined to be a child my entire life. But I continued on, going out to scream and spin in circles outside Selfridges. And that's all I could stomach watching for this week, guys. 38 hours I've sat through, and fuck knows how many times I've heard the fucking phrase tap the screen. Drives you mad after a while. But anyway guys, have a great week, and see you soon, my toasters.